Hello everyone, welcome to Raj Malhotra IAS Institute, and you know that this is the Smart Crash Course series for Civil Services Examination 2020. This is the series of Science and Technology lectures, and today we are starting with the 7th lecture in Science and Technology section. So let's begin. Alright, so in this section, in this lecture, that is lecture 7, we are going to discuss about the human diseases. So human diseases, if we have to classify the human diseases into certain types, the basis for classification is generally the nature, character, or the cause of the disease. And on this particular basis, that is the nature, character, cause of the spread of the disease, we can classify the human diseases into congenital human diseases. The congenital human diseases are those diseases which are present in the human being since birth, and they are mostly genetical in nature. Alright, so there may be a disorder in the genetics. Second, there may be metabolic disorders related to your metabolism, and lastly there may be diseases associated with organ dysfunction, but all these things emerge from childhood, and because they are genetic, metabolic and organ related, they are present since birth. Alright, and they are permanent and they are mostly incurable. The second type of diseases are acquired diseases. These acquired diseases, they are not present since birth like the congenital disease, but they are acquired in due course of human life. All right, so they appear in due course of life, and they occur due to various causes. They can further be divided on the basis of the causes and type into number one, they can be communicable or infectious human diseases which are acquired, which are caused by certain pathogens or foreign material, and then they may be non-communicable or non-infectious human diseases. These non-communicable and non-infectious human diseases are also known by the name as degenerative diseases. So degenerative diseases, non-communicable or non-infectious is one and the same thing. Alright, some examples of non-communicable diseases include number one, the deficiencies diseases, the deficiency of various vitamins, minerals, or any other substance. It may also result into the non-infectious disease. Allergy is another example of non-infectious disease, or cancer is also another example of non-infectious or non-communicable or degenerative disease. Similarly, there may be some diseases which may be spread through blood transfusions. For example, AIDS. So let's now discuss AIDS in detail. This AIDS, it is caused by a virus, and the name of that virus is human immunovirus. Alright, that is why it is called HIV. And AIDS stands for acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So basically what happened, that when somebody is infected with HIV virus, he developing losing his immunity, and then it results into development of AIDS. Now, AIDS is caused in humans by two HIVs. One is HIV-1 and second is HIV-2. HIV-1 is more common than HIV-2. HIV-2 is rare, but it is a similar kind of virus that is found in wild African green monkey, and in a wild African green monkey it is known as simian immunovirus. If we talk about HIV, I already told you that HIV-1 and HIV-2 are the two main causing viruses of AIDS in humans. They are retrovirus, that is, they have RNA as their genetic material, and through the process of reverse transcription, the RNA is converted into DNA and then mixed with human DNA to go for multiple reproduction of virus inside human body. Now, HIV virus, जो है basically HIV virus in humans, they attack a particular type of lymphocytes, the white blood cells. They are known as T lymphocytes, and these T lymphocytes are associated with human immune system, alright, or human immunity. So when T lymphocytes are attacked, they are destroyed, and therefore HIV results into lowering of human immunity. AIDS was first time discovered in 1986, and this AIDS is the last stage of the entire cycle of HIV infection and causing of the related disease, and then further lowering of human immune system. So AIDS is the end stage. नाउ HIV जो बॉडीज होती है, HIV के अगेंस्ट जो हमारी बॉडी एंटीबॉडीज प्रोड्यूस करती है, दे कैन बी डिटेक्टेड थ्रू ELISA टेस्ट, एंड दिस ELISA टेस्ट बिकम्स द टेस्ट फॉर डिटेक्टिंग एड्स. ELISA stands for enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. It is to be remembered here that 1st December every year is recognized as World's AIDS Day. Next, we are going to discuss about cancers. Cancers occur because of abnormality that occurs in cell division. You know that cell division occurs through 4 phases. The first phase is called prophase, second is called metaphase, third is called anaphase, and the fourth phase is called telophase. And there is a cycle that goes on, that is prophase to metaphase to anaphase to telophase and again to prophase. So you know that a cell has a particular life, and it has to go to death at a particular time. So basically, after few cycles of this cell division, the cells are signaled, the original cells are signaled at telophase to go for death. So that is known as natural cell death. However, if this signal that signals to the cell that it has to go for death, if this signal is not received due to some kind of mutation in the cell, so what happens that the cell keep on multiplication, the cell keep on dividing n number of times, and instead of cell death, it goes for creation of a multiple or multiplication of its cell type, going on for endless, results into creation of a mass of cells. This mass of cells is basically known as neoplasm. Alright, so this is called neoplasm, and these disorders of cell mutation or cell division are collectively referred to as cancers. Alright, let's go ahead. Now we are going to discuss another disease that is called GOUT, G-O-U-T, GOUT. So GOUT occurs in human joints. So if you consider these two bones, in between these two bones there is a synovial joint. This synovial joint is infected in GOUT, and there is presence of uric acid crystals in these synovial joints, and these uric acid crystals, they occur because of metabolic disorders. So these uric acid crystals result into painful condition in human joints and swelling in human joints, which is known as GOUT. Another disease that we are going to discuss is known as hemophilia. Hemophilia is basically known as the royal blood disease because it is very prevalent in the royal family of the United Kingdom. However, it is also known by another name, that is bleeder's disease. So in the hemophilia, the blood lacks ability to form clot. Alright, so खून का थक्का जमने में जो requirement होती है proteins और enzymes की, वो absent होते हैं. It is a sex-linked disease that it is more prevalent in the males of the royal family in particular and other males in general. So it is called sex-linked disease. Now, on the basis of the causes, it is of two types, hemophilia A and hemophilia B. If we talk about hemophilia A is caused due to absence of or lack of anti-hemophilia globulin proteins. Anti-hemophilia globulin proteins और फैक्टर 8 जिसे बोलते हैं, वो एब्सेंट होता है, विच इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन क्लॉटिंग ऑफ द ब्लड. कोई भी चोट लग जाती है तो जो क्लॉट जमता है उसके लिए फैक्टर 8 इज वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट, बट इट इज not present, then it results into hemophilia A. Hemophilia A is the most common type of hemophilia A, and 4 out of 5 hemophilia patients suffer from hemophilia A type of disorder. Second type of disorder is known as hemophilia B. Hemophilia B is also known as the Christmas disease, and it results from a defect in the plasma thromboplastin. So thromboplastin is the protein, thromboplastic is the protein that is resulting into development of clot. ये प्रेजेंट होता है लेकिन इसमें डिफेक्ट होता है. जो ए है उसमें प्रेजेंट ही नहीं होता, बी में प्रेजेंट होता है, बट इट इज डिफेक्टेड. नेक्स्ट डिजीज इज हेपेटाइटिस. जो हेपेटाइटिस जो है, it emerges from the word hept. Hept is associated with human liver, and hepatitis is damaging of human liver, which may be caused by a virus, which may be caused by the liver cancer, or which may be caused by jaundice. Alright, now let's discuss about the various deficiency diseases. Alright, so let's first take up the disease that is known as anemia. Anemia is a very common deficiency disease, and you know that this anemia is caused by deficiency of iron. Second is goiter. Goiter is caused by deficiency of iodine. Third is beriberi. Beriberi is caused by deficiency of vitamin B, and vitamin B is also known by the name thiamine. Alright, thiamine is the name of vitamin B. Then it is scurvy. Scurvy is caused by deficiency of vitamin C. Vitamin C is known by a chemical name, and the name of that chemical is ascorbic acid. Next, we have rickets. Rickets is caused by deficiency of vitamin D, and विटामिन डी की कमी से आपकी बोन्स कर्व शेप की हो जाती हैं एंड दे बिकम ब्रिटल. देन नेक्स्ट डिजीज इज हाइपोकैलेमिया विच इज caused by deficiency of potassium. Kalium is the scientific name of potassium, and deficiency of potassium is hypokalemia. Then it is night blindness. Night blindness is caused by deficiency of vitamin A. Then it is dermatosis, which is again caused by deficiency of vitamin A. Then there is xerophthalmia. Xerophthalmia is again caused by deficiency of vitamin A. And the other disease, that is erybophlavinosis. It is caused by deficiency of vitamin B2. Vitamin B2 is scientifically known as riboflavin. Then next disease is pellagra. Pellagra is caused by deficiency of vitamin B complex. Vitamin B complex is also known as nicotinic acid. Alright, so vitamin B complex की कमी से pellagra होता है. Erybophlavinosis because of vitamin B2, and beriberi because of vitamin B. Now let us discuss some important viral human diseases. So the first disease that we are going to discuss in this section is influenza. Influenza is caused by a virus which is known as amixovirus, which is a RNA virus, which is a retrovirus. That is, it has RNA as its genetic material. So this influenza, it irritates the respiratory system, or you can say irritates the respiratory pathways, and it is an infectious disease. And influenza is spread by the droplet infection. That is, when a person come in contact with the droplets from the mouth and the nose of an infected person. There is a vaccine available for influenza, and this vaccine is a killed virus type vaccine, and because it is providing shorter immunity, few shots are given every year. The second type of viral disease is common cold. This common cold is caused by a family of viruses which are known as rhinoviruses, which are again RNA virus. And similar to influenza, the common cold results into irritation of the respiratory passages, like your thorax cavity, your nose cavity. Alright, now again common cold is infectious, and it also spread through the droplet infection similar to influenza. Vaccine is available for common cold, and it is intramuscular injection. The third type of viral disease is smallpox. Smallpox is caused by the virus which is known as variola virus. Now this smallpox initially irritates your respiratory system or respiratory passages such as nose, the sinus cavity and the thorax region, and then gradually it also affects your skin, resulting into blisters. Smallpox is infectious, and it's also spread through droplet infection. There is a vaccine available for smallpox which consists of living attenuated viruses, and therefore, since it consists of living attenuated viruses, the immunity that is acquired is long term. The fourth viral disease is chickenpox. Chickenpox is caused by the virus which is known as varicella zoster. Now this chickenpox results into blistering in the skin, and it is infectious, and infection spreads through the droplets which are suspended in air. Vaccine is available, and the vaccine consists of attenuated living viruses. So you weaken the virus and then you give it to the person to help him develop immunity. Next is mumps, MUMPS, mumps. It is caused by a virus which is known as paramyxovirus. Now this mumps, it results into infection of the respiratory passages initially. Then it results into infection in the salivary glands, result into inflammation there. सूजन आ जाती है salivary glands में. And in adult males, it also results into swelling in testes. That is the male reproductive, it is part of the male reproductive system. Then next is measles. Measles is caused by another variety of apomyxovirus, which is similar to the above mumps. Measles initially it irritates the respiratory passages and then it infects the intestine and skin gradually. Alright, so measles, it is again infectious, and the infection of measles can spread by coming into contact with a droplet of the infected person. Measles have a vaccine already developed, and this vaccine consists of living attenuated viruses. Alright. Next, we are going to discuss about rubella. Rubella is also known by the name German measles. Rubella is caused by a virus which is known as rubella virus, which is again a RNA virus or retrovirus. And this rubella, it affects the respiratory passages in the beginning. Then it affects the lymph nodes, that is the nodes which consist of lymphocytes or the white blood cells, particularly in the neck region, as well as it also causes irritation in the eyes and skin. Rubella is contagious, and this infection spreads through coming in contact with the infected person's droplets. Vaccine is available in the form of live attenuated vaccines. Another disease that we are going to discuss is polio or poliomyelitis. Polio is caused by the poliovirus. It affects the blood, it affects the locomotor neurons that are responsible for your muscles, contraction, relaxation, and movement. This poliovirus, it is a RNA virus, it is a retrovirus, and it is infectious. It spread through the droplet infection or coming in contact with the feces of the infected person. Vaccine is available in the form of live attenuated vaccine, which is generally administered to the people who are vulnerable orally. Next is yellow fever. Yellow fever is caused by a virus which is an RNA virus, and the name of the virus is arbovirus. Now this yellow fever, it damages your liver, and it also results into irritation in the lining of the skin. Alright, so this yellow fever is again infectious, and the infection of this yellow fever, it spread through a vector which is a carrier of this virus, and these carriers include ticks as well as mosquitoes. Basically, these are arthropods which consist of 8 legs. Vaccine is available for yellow fever, which consists of live attenuated viruses which gives a long-term immunity. Next viral disease is Ebola. Ebola is caused by the Ebola virus. Alright, so this Ebola virus is again a RNA virus. Now this Ebola disease is fatal illness which results into causing of hemorrhagic fever. That is, internal bleeding start हो जाती है Ebola के अंदर, and it result into ultimately death. Therefore, it is a fatal illness. Ebola initially transmitted to human from wild animals, but now it is quite understood that it also results into transmission from infected human to another human. As of now, there is no licensed vaccine for Ebola. Next is Zika virus or disease. Alright, ZVD, Zika virus disease. It is caused by the virus named as Zika. Now this Zika virus disease, it results into a mild fever among the adults, almost similar to dengue. However, for pregnant women, Zika virus can result into serious trouble because the pregnant woman has that fetus inside her, which result into small development of the head. This Zika virus impairs development of the fetus head, and this condition is known as microcephaly. There is no vaccine available for Zika virus. Next is COVID-19, the buzz of the town. So we have covered in detail about current affair about COVID-19 in current affairs class, as well as even Harmanindra sir has covered it in detail in one of the lectures in science and technology. Now this COVID-19 is caused by the virus known as novel coronavirus or SARS-CoV-2. As of now, there is no vaccine which is available for COVID-19. This COVID-19 disease, the virus, that is a novel coronavirus 2, it causes a severe acute respiratory syndrome, or you can say it results into respiratory distress and ultimately respiratory system failure. Sometimes it has been seen that along with COVID-19, people experience cytokine storm, particularly the people who have comorbidities such as hypertension or diabetes. This cytokine storm is basically a immune system overdrive in which your immune system become hyperactive and start damaging your healthy cells along with the virus. So this overdrive of the immune system result into killing of large number of tissues, and it result into organ failure and ultimately death. So many of the people dying because of COVID-19 are dying because of the cytokine storm. Next, we are going to discuss about the bacterial disease. The first bacterial disease that we are going to discuss is diphtheria. Diphtheria is caused by a virus, and the name of the virus is Corynebacterium diphtheriae. Alright, so Corynebacterium diphtheria is the name of the bacteria that causes this diphtheria. Next, it is an infectious disease, and diphtheria infection spread. And this diphtheria infection, it spread through droplets of the infected person. All right, and vaccine is available for diphtheria, and this vaccine is in the form of, alright, so vaccine is available for diphtheria, and the type of the vaccine that is available for diphtheria is toxoid vaccine. That is, you administer anti-toxins for the toxins that are produced by diphtheria bacteria. So next is tuberculosis, that is TB. TB is caused by the bacteria whose name is Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Now this TB, it affects mainly the lungs. This TB is infectious disease, and the infection spreads through droplets or coming in contact with the infection of the person, droplet infections of the person who is already infected, or consumption of the milk from the infected cattle. Vaccine is available in the form of BCG vaccine, which we have already discussed in our previous class. And if the person is infected, then antibiotic course is also available for tuberculosis. Next is whooping cough. Whooping cough is also known as pertussis. Whooping cough is caused by the bacteria. Name of the bacteria is Bordetella pertussis. So it is the Bordetella pertussis bacteria that causes whooping cough or pertussis. Now this whooping cough, it spread through again droplet infection, that is, you come in contact with the droplet of the person who is already infected. The vaccine include that bacteria being administered into the people for protection against pertussis. Next bacterial disease is tetanus. Tetanus is caused by Clostridium tetani. Now this Clostridium tetani, it is a bacteria which results into development of certain toxins in human blood. That toxins result into complete dysfunctions of the muscles, and ultimately people suffer from muscular spasms and also lockjaw condition and ultimately death. Vaccine is available again as antitoxins against the toxins produced by the tetany bacteria. Next is cholera. Cholera is caused by Vibrio cholera bacteria. Now this cholera bacteria, it results into infection in the small intestine, which results into diarrhea in the patient, resulting into water loss and ultimately death if not cured properly. Vaccine is available in the form of killed bacteria, and in case the person suffer, then antibiotics are also administered. Next we are going to discuss is typhoid. Typhoid is caused by the bacteria that is Salmonella typhi or typhi. Salmonella typhi bacteria, it again affect your small intestine similar to cholera. That is, it results into dysentery and diarrhea, water loss and ultimately death. Vaccine is available for typhoid, and the name of the vaccine is TAB vaccine, that consists of killed bacteria. Next is the bacterial dysentery. Alright, the other bacterial disease is bacterial dysentery. Now this bacterial dysentery, it is caused by the bacteria, and the name of the bacteria is Shigella dysenteriae bacteria. Alright, Shigella dysenteriae bacteria. Bacterial dysentery, it affects the small intestine, particularly the ileum and the colon section of the small intestine, and therefore it results into diarrhea, water loss and death. No vaccine is available for bacterial dysentery. Alright, so with this I will conclude the lecture. That was all for today's important diseases that we have to cover in this lecture 8. With this, signing off, this is Akash. Have a great day ahead. Take care. Bye.